Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news of more of the same spinning, producing not much. But first, in the US, the National Activity Index monitored by the Chicago Fed suggests that American economic growth slowed further and more than expected in October. And the Dallas Fed Regional Factory Survey was lower too in their region, although not quite as large a decline as was expected. The extended fall in new orders is, however, a special concern for the oil patch. In Canada, their latest data was better than expected, with wholesale trade up in September and reversing the August decline to be 4% higher than a year ago, and inventories were down slightly. According to the CPB World Trade Monitor, momentum in trade activity actually rose in September for the first time in 4 months. True, many of their markets are still flat or negative, but trade can do with a little bright spot these days. And in an odd turn of events, Beijing has restated its support for Hong Kong Chief Executive Carrie Lam after a massive rejection by voters of her administration. Despite this, Hong Kong financial markets are up strongly on the result, up 1.5% yesterday. On Wall Street today, equities are up 0.6% in midday trade, and that follows similar gains in Europe overnight. Although there is no progress to report in US-China trade talks, we can report that China is toughening up on IP protection and enforcement, a key demand of the US side. Criminal punishment will now become much easier. But the trade war is still being fought with China's imports of American soybeans at their lowest level in 3 months in October. China delayed unloading American soybeans at its ports, deliberately backing up the recent order pipeline. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now at 1.76%, which is just 1 basis point lower than this time yesterday. Gold is down $4 to $1,457 an ounce. US oil prices are lower at just under $57.50 a barrel, while the Brent benchmark is just under $63 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar is continuing its stable run against the greenback, still now at 64 US cents. On the cross rates, we're holding up at 94.5 Australian cents, and against the euro, we're little changed at 58.1 euro cents. That leaves the trade-weighted index at just on 69.4. Bitcoin, however, is having a volatile ride, and now up to 7,212, which is up 2.5% from the low point it reached yesterday. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.